everyone, Lou here. You know, the Vocaloid and MMD community is a pretty wild place sometimes. From parody songs to silly dances, there's content for just about everything. Now, one kind of content I see no one talk about is MMD dramas. So why don't we dive into MMD dramas? Now, it was kind of difficult to research this concept because the MMD community is kind of notorious for drama already, so any googling of this in English would result in dozens of Reddit threads and DeviantArt posts about drama in the community. If you want a video on that, by the way, let me know down below. Okay, so the basic gist of it is people would make talking videos with their Vocaloids and Utao and animate them into silly sketches in MMD. These were often submissions for MMD Cup, which is a contest on MikuMikuDoga within the MMD community to highlight the incredible videos that people do within the MMD community. Though these contests are often given a theme, and when the theme was comedy or something like that, that's when this would cause these kind of videos to skyrocket. However, MMD Cup would end around 2018, so videos like this just don't happen in the community anymore, and everyone's kind of obsessed with porting TikTok dances and Fortnite stuff, which is honestly unfortunate. The ones in this video were all done by Koshitsuki P, who has a stupid amount of voice banks. Seriously, in 2014, this dude had every single commercially available Vocaloid voice bank. How the hell did he have money for that? I have no idea, but he must be fucking rich. Either that or a pirate, who really knows? Vocaloid producers from Japan will forever be a great mystery, won't they? He sadly stopped uploading in 2020, where he made a VSQX doing that acting range with one word meme. I heard something about he forgot his password to his YouTube account. I have no idea if that's true, but that's honestly hilarious if it is. Oh, and fair warning that these videos have pervy-based comedy here and are strictly 18+. If jokes about boobs and pervs bother you for whatever reason, or you're younger and are obviously too young to see that kind of content, I don't suggest watching these videos, but if you're cool with it, then let's take a look at these dramas and see what the fuck is going on here. This one was pretty funny, not gonna lie. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe it's MMD dramas like these that propelled the fan interpretation in the early 2010s that Kaito was a super perverted character. Because I noticed a bit of a theme here with 2010s Kaito content being that he's a pervert, as seen with songs like Cantarella actually. Anyway, Kaito is a nudist pervert in these MMD dramas, and Miku is super embarrassed by it. He does this thing where he walks naked, and the only thing covering his ice cream cone, if you catch my drift, is his scarf. Miku forbids him from doing it again because you really shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff in public, so the scene changes. Rin comes barging into Miku's room telling her that Kaito changed into a girl because he couldn't be a perverted man, so he decided to be a wholesome girl. I have no idea what the logic is there, but hey, I'll take it. So Rin and Neru suggest that they bring him back by being super perverted to bring back Kaito out of Kaiko. For newer Vocaloid fans, by the way, Kaiko is just a gender-swapped version of Kaito. Gender swaps were pretty common in the Vocaloid community back in the day at this time, so just roll with it. Miku then tries to seduce Kaiko, but it doesn't work, so she tries various outfits, only for none of them to work, so she's super embarrassed because, I mean, come on, who wouldn't be in this situation? So, out of options, and upset her boobs are small, Miku has only one option left: to do the naked scarf thing Kaito did in the beginning, except with her pigtails instead of her scarf. Except when she does this, she does it right in front of Kaiko and Kaito, where it turns out that Kaiko is Kaito's cousin in this interpretation, so she just humiliated herself for nothing, in public by the way. Now Miku is known as a famous pervert along with Kaito. The end. Now, for as short as it is, honestly, I thought it was pretty funny. I did prefer the sequel called Temptation of N, which answers some comments from the original Nico Nico video, but this was alright. The one thing I was surprised with was the animation wasn't that bad from 2011. Remember that this is when people were mostly doing very stiff kids first stop motion levels of animation, so to do this in 2011 was honestly pretty impressive. Especially when all this was using Animasa models, showing their flexibility even though they're the most limited out of all MMD models. Oh, this one. My gosh, why this one? Basically, Kaito hears in this one that drinking piss is apparently good for men. I don't know where the fuck he learned that, but I'm not gonna question it for this video. He says he's not crazy enough to drink his own piss, so he wants Miku to piss on his face. Yes, I read that sentence. I'm not kink-shaming anyone with a pee fetish, of course, but my goodness, this is so damn unsanitary, it hurts me. So, his interpretation of Miku is that she has a stupid crush on Kaito, so she agrees to piss in Kaito's mouth, and is actually flattered. I don't know why, but okay. Just as she's about to do it, Gumi walks in, which completely kills the mood for Miku. Gumi then decides to help out by building a bamboo tube system so she can pee in it, so the drops drip into Kaito's mouth. And yes, somehow I watched this when I was like 14 and didn't question any of this. Holy shit. So, Miku still can't do it. So Gumi volunteers, but she can't go yet, so she makes Gakupo do it, but then Gakupo ran out of piss, so then Big Al does it instead, but Big Al pissed too much, so I think Kaito drowned in piss or something? What the fuck is happening? So to cut later, Miku pees in a cup and gives it to Kaito, but disguises the piss flavor with honey. And then she gives him a whole ass pitcher to bring home. Well, first of all, if her pee is that yellow, she should see a doctor. But second, how the hell does he not know? He literally just drank piss earlier. So, after feeling stupid embarrassed, her friends show up, including this guy named Yuzan from an anime called Oishinbo. Yeah, Koshitsuki has a habit of throwing random 70s to 90s anime references. Even if I don't get the reference, it's still pretty funny to me. So, they all meet up for a tsundere meeting? Basically, it's a meeting hating on tsunderes, which hey, I'll drink to that, bro. As they're all bitching about tsunderes, Kaito and Kaiko come in with snacks. Kaiko brings cake, which everyone says is delicious, and Kaito brings Miku's piss that he doesn't know is her piss. So everyone just drank Miku's piss, and I fucking can't with this. She then accidentally spills the beans that it's her piss. The end. I think the reason this one is kind of funny is solely in the concept alone. I mean, this plot almost sounds like a really fetishy DeviantArt fanfiction or something. My goodness. This one you all probably know about thanks to its second part, which has a whopping 2.9 million views on YouTube. That's honestly insane, but also hilarious given the subject matter in the video. Can you imagine if this was someone's first introduction to Vocaloid? At first, it starts with a slightly unrelated story about Len groping Tei's boobs, to which Haku is drunk and says Len can grope her boobs. The only real thing we're supposed to get from this is the act of pafu pafu, which is basically someone smashing their face between a girl's boobs. That's pretty much it. I don't know about stuff with boobs, but I think we call it motorboating here. Miku and Kaito witness this, and Kaito wants to pafu pafu, and Miku volunteers for Kaito to do it with her, but then he tells her that her boobs are too small, which mortifies Miku. She then asks the Vocaloid Cole and Luo Tianyi about how to increase her boob size, to which Luo recommends eating a lot of fatty foods so it'll be absorbed into her boobs. I don't think that makes sense, but okay. So she then eats a lot of fatty foods and her boobs do grow bigger. Except she gained like 20 pounds, so now she's upset that the only way she can grow boobs is by gaining weight. I guess. So then she goes to Rion, a Vocaloid character who's apparently from 100 years in the future, for help. This interaction is a Doraemon reference, and I don't really understand the Doraemon and Ryomon joke, but like I said, the humor of this MMD is largely based off Japanese culture and humor. Miku then asks why Rion came here from 100 years in the future, and it turns out that Miku has a descendant in the future who's been struggling being Miku's descendant. Apparently, if Miku does the deed with Kaito, Miku will become a famous idol known for being a huge pervert. Thus, her descendants' family are all perverts, except for her. So, Rion goes to the past to stop Miku from being a pervert and reforming her so her bestie can live a normal life instead of being surrounded by pervs, I guess. Miku then asks to help her lose weight and get prettier and bigger boobs, which is definitely a lot to ask for. So, Rion gives Miku an append device, which will apparently do all that for Miku. She then turns into Append Miku with bigger boobs, I guess. So she goes to Kaito so he can pafu pafu with her. This pisses off Rion, so she goes to stop Miku. There's also this joke with the old pervert man from Dragon Ball Z getting killed by Ritsu and Techo. It's kind of funny. So Kaito sees this and vows to touch all the boobs in the world or something. Gagapo, Yohio, Big Al, VY2, Tonio, and Bruno, Sora Suiga, and Kyoteru all agree to join Kaito on his quest for boobies. There's also 2 other parts to this, but I thought it was best to leave it here. That and parts 3 and 4 aren't fully translated into English, so I couldn't really understand what they were about. Overall, pretty silly series, but the thing that always gets me is the animation. Like, the animation is really damn good for these videos in the first place, but I feel like Pafu Pafu, of all of them, has some of the best animation for sure. Oh my gosh, this one is another really popular one with a whopping 2.8 million views, and is arguably worse than Pafu Pafu in terms of ecchi comedy here. I mean, it's funny, but oh my gosh, the fact that this was, again, many people's first interaction with Hatsune Miku is fucking hilarious. So, Miku works at a spa or something like that. I'm not really sure what this is, but it's something like that. She's an apprentice for Iku Akme, a character who comes from a program containing hentai voice files for artists to use as they please. It's fucking weird, but hey, how else are indie animators supposed to get spicy voice files quickly? Iku is a pervert who is constantly in the mood, if you catch my drift, and starts trying to arouse Kaito, I guess? Iku then begins a cleansing ritual, and I think she got a little too excited over it, which is a little yikes, but then asks Miku if she wants to do it in front of Kaito, which is also kind of yikes. She then fails the ritual because her boobs are too small, so Iku then asks Kaito to try it. He kinda does it, but Miku kicks him out of the room before he can finish, and it ends. Honestly, the funniest part is hearing Miku make hentai noises. I don't think I've ever heard Hatsune Miku act out like this, which is pretty shocking. Overall, pretty funny, but also a little weird. As weird as these videos are, you honestly can't really deny the impact they've had on the MMD community. From pushing effects and facial expressions to their limit, to honestly probably birthing quirky comedy in all of us. You have to appreciate these videos. Oh, and this guy is a huge JoJo's fan, so there's references everywhere, so that's pretty damn funny if you ask me. Particularly, I recommend Pafu Pafu 3 to see JoJo references at their peak, but anyway, I'm getting off track here. In the history of the wacky world of the Vocaloid community, these videos are one of the most wacky moments the fandom has had. It is a shame that people don't do videos like this anymore. Of course, I get it because it takes a lot of time, but man, these were great. However, you guys let me know down below what you think of this video. Do you love these MMD videos, or did you ever see them? If you have any requests to look at any other fandom stuff in the Vocaloid community, let me know down below. Hey guys, thanks for watching! If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. If any of you would like to help support my channel in any possible way, my Ko-fi page is down below in the description, along with all of my social media. For any subscribers, new or old, who'd like to help with video ideas, or maybe just want to talk about anime or something, I have a fan server linked down below. See you next time!